Good morning, everyone. Or whatever it is for you. Morning, afternoon, evening. That sort of in-between phase. Maybe you live in a completely dark room and you don't know what time it is. I don't know why you would do that. There's a lot of world out there to see. But you know what? Who am I to judge? If you like a dark room, God bless you. That's what I say. I want you to embrace every moment of that dark room. Until you get to the point where maybe you don't embrace it so much anymore and you'd like a little something different. In which case, you, my friend, are in the right place. Because I'm Bob Doyle, and with us we have Dina and Sarah and Raven and Kathy so far in the room. And let me tell you something else. To my knowledge, the audio's working. We're running at a cool 68, 66% CPU today. I know for some of you, you don't know what I'm talking about because for whatever reason, your life doesn't hinge on seeing every single thing I broadcast. Now, we don't know why that is. Scientists are looking into it, and we'll come back with an answer for you as soon as we have one. But until that time, we just move along with the mysteries of life and realize that there's one last thing I did forget to do in preparation for your arrival, but now I've done it. And now we can share all of you with everybody, and I think maybe even applause. That's right. Oh, see, I'm getting it figured out a little bit. It's only been 2 years. So, now what do we do here? Because I can't remember. I want you guys to tell me. Hello, Marlene. Marlene has joined us from YouTube. Very exciting. We love bringing you in here, Marlene. Keep the comments and questions coming. So what I do here is I answer law of attraction questions. I've been doing this for quite some time. I've been answering law of attraction questions in general since like 2002. We're going to visit that in just a moment, just for fun. But, you know, if you've been following my broadcasts lately and sort of the direction that I've been heading with how I'm doing this work, it's modified a little bit since the beginning, since 2002, and I think for the better, and I think for the benefit of people who really want to learn this stuff. Because, you know, here's the fact of the matter, guys. The law of attraction has been put into, and all things around it have been put into the personal development industry, and when that happens, you know, things get packaged up. There's marketing around it. There's people who don't need to be doing it, who are doing it. It muddies the waters, it confuses things, and so on. But look, I get it. It's just that's how things, that's just how we disseminate information. We put it in an industry, we market it, we do all those things, and then people learn about it, and then they buy a program maybe. And then it's up to them whether or not they're going to do that program or not, you know. And they're going to bring into that program their own set of beliefs and knowledge and experience and life experience, and every single part of that program is going to run through that filter. Oh, I love this. I'm not so sure about that one right there. I'm going to mark that off. Limiting belief, whatever. Resistance, I don't have time for that. Right? People just skip around and just kind of do it the way they want to. And then what happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Not much. Or they get lackluster results, or they get the opposite results, which is infuriating to them. I did a vision board and I got fired. Right? That kind of stuff. Hello, Sonica. All right, we got Michael in the house. I am having a great day. I hope you are also. Nydia is here. I said Sonica. That is so not right. Sonica, I need to know how to say your name. Please tell me. And that's right. Sarah, as Sarah says, you bring the Q's, I bring the A's. But sometimes I bring the Q's, don't I? I come in here and I say, hey, who are you being today? What are you doing today that's in alignment with your personal mission, your personal passion? What are you doing today to honor who you really are? Not the one you've been kind of being on the surface and, you know, the one that lives into the expectations of all these other people and their crazy expectations. What? But we do it. We do it. We bend ourselves every day so that we make other people comfortable. What? Why is that our job? Why can't they be in charge of their own comfort? And are you comfortable? Why don't you deserve to be comfortable? Why should you be uncomfortable so mom and dad and your brother or your spouse or your employees, they're all comfortable, at least with how you're being, because you're adjusting it so that you don't ruffle any feathers. God forbid they should know who you really are. You know, the problem with bending to other people's expectations and being a certain way that you're really not, well, guess what happens? Everybody thinks that's who you are for some strange reason. And so you attract people who are in alignment with that way you're being. And the next thing you know, you're surrounded by a bunch of people who are defining who you are, and you're not even that. Oh no, how did this happen? Can anyone who's listening to me right now relate to what I'm saying? Anyone at all? Leanne is here, and she's ha-haing at Sarah, and I missed the punchline. So let's look it back. Oh, we bring the Q's, we bring the A's. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Maybe they have a secret language. You know what, these people? There's no telling. And Angie and Luke and Cameron are back in the room, so we'll welcome them in, but we won't do the applause because you know how that is. What else we got? All right. So anyway, so see how I brought Q's? What are your A's on that? Well, you think about all that. Wait, what Ed says, not a chance. So what? So I guess, Ed, are you saying you wouldn't bend for another person's expectations in a million years? Because you know what, Ed? Face. I get that about you. I do. If that's what you're saying, which I've been wrong once, if that's what you're saying, then good on you. Todd is admitting here, I think, that he also has bent perhaps who he really is to live into the expectations of others. I think that's the question I asked. And here's the thing. Here's the real weird thing. So then we learn about the law of attraction or whatever other idea of personal development we hear about, and it excites us, and we go, oh yeah, I want something else. And we start, and let's say it's this law of attraction conversation. So the first thing we're going to ask you is, okay, what do you want? What's your vision? What's the thing, right? And what people do is they still try to kind of create this vision based still on making sure everybody else is comfortable. Sorry. That'd be a fun way to approach it. How uncomfortable can you make everyone? What if that was like a contest that you played with yourself? I'm going to be so honest about who I am. I'm going to make it a goal to make everybody around me as uncomfortable as possible. Let's just see how accepting they are of me. And what does it tell you that if you become who you really are, if you start being in alignment with who you really are, and then people start rejecting you, what does that tell you? Does it tell you that you're not good who you are? Because that's what it seems to tell most people, but that's not what it's telling them. All it says is, wow, those people are having a hard time with you fully expressing yourself, your way of being. And chances are they're not doing it. Because people who are really fully expressing themselves and being happy, they don't have time to evaluate you. And the value of who you're being, because they get the power of being who they are. So if anybody's after you or giving you a hard time or talking down to you, saying you can't do this or that or the other thing, that's them. You get that, right? And so you have to make that decision. How do I, okay, in the face of that, who am I going to be? And that's where it gets a little challenging because, as we've mentioned, you're surrounded by people who know you a certain way. And you've been giving them all of this information that says, yes, I am in fact this way. But inside you're going, I'm so not this way. I want to be something else. And you're dying inside. Right? But the idea of the thing that will bring you back to life is being who you really are, and you're not doing it because of all these other people and their influence on you because of the way they look at you when you say that thing. I want to be a singer. No, you don't. You want to be an architect like your dad and Mike Brady. I keep wanting to reach for coffee, and my friends, I don't have any, and it wasn't because I didn't want it. It was because I thought I had set up the coffee maker with coffee, and I pushed the on button, and air came out. And then I thought, oh, I guess forgot just about to put the water in. So I put the water in, and then tan water came out because I didn't put grinds in. So you see, I had a false memory of what I had done. And therefore, I'm not caffeinated, which I guess is fine because by the sound of my voice and my pace, cadence, energy. Last thing I need is an artificial stimulant. All right. Making people uncomfortable, that's certainly one of my goals in life, Face. Yes, by having them call you Face instead of your name. I'm uncomfortable calling you Face every single time because it's a very unusual, I don't know why. I guess I must have something about the word face. But I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Michael says, I've seemed to have been for others my whole life, and now I have back problems. See how Louise Hay of you. Right? We do it. We bend ourselves for other people. So, but I can tell you, and if you've been wondering why life doesn't feel quite great, it's because you're probably bending yourself for other people all over the place. So much so you don't even know it. And it becomes very difficult for you even to imagine yourself as being something else, let alone taking action in the direction of being that person, because the first time you start to take action, you get feedback from A, other people, or B, your ego going, what are you doing? That's not who you are. Right? You get stopped. So what do we do to not get stopped? Well, sometimes people go, oh, I guess it's just this program that's no good. I'm going to buy the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And you know what? The common denominator in all of those programs is you and your willingness to own your awesomeness and do whatever it takes, whatever those programs tell you to do. You got to do them. You can't just buy them. Oh, and also those programs have to have the right information. That's the other thing. So, yeah. You know what I found is most helpful for people? Coaching. Yeah, a real person dealing with a real person. I myself, Bob Doyle, I used to resist coaching. It's a true story. Because you know what I figure? I know all this stuff. How many of you know all this stuff, right? You don't need coaching because I know all this stuff. And look at the results I'm not getting from all of this knowledge. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because we, as I say an awful lot, we're looking at the world through our own lens. All of our beliefs, all of our experience, all of this, we make meaning of everything. And a lot of the meaning we make for ourselves is, I can't do that. And sometimes that's our own little ego voice telling us that. Sometimes it's echoes of other people's voices or the expectations. But it's not true. It's just a voice. It's just a program that's running. And so coaching allows you to get past all of that. Man, I want to drink coffee right now. And so I am inviting you to do two things right now. One, well, actually, I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm inviting you to do. Among them are, so Sunday morning I did an impromptu live Q&A, and I just went on and on about this. A little more, I wasn't very smiley that. I was pretty intense. I was there to do I was on a mission. But you can go see it here, right at the top of this page where it says private coaching. And yeah, that's what I'm here to talk about a little bit right this second, is that I am opening up private coaching because if you're struggling with this stuff, guess what? You need an external voice. You need to, you can fight me on this all day long, but what are the external voices that you have in your life right now? Your friends and family who are on the limitation page? What if you don't get it from somewhere else, if you don't get new messages, if you don't get somebody to direct you in a different way on a consistent basis, this is just a logical question. How do you expect to change things? If you're going to stay in here with all your knowledge and all your interpretation of the programs or whatever it is that you're reading, if that's the only source of information you're going to use, or, you know, I'll read this guru, I'll read this book, I'll do this, and it's still, once you get up to that comfort zone piece, or that breaking into, I've got to be a whole new person now to be able to do this, that's where you're going to get stuck. And if you don't have somebody to keep you in motion, well, you know, you stay stuck is what happens there. And then you get frustrated and you tell everybody the law of attraction doesn't work. I tried it. I did a vision board. I made lists. I meditated. I visualized. But I guess my mom was right. I can't do any of this. Ooh, what'd you say about your mom? When did she first say that? How often do you carry around that feeling? How often does that voice echo in your head? What did you make it mean exactly? When you were 4 years old, your mom probably just said something that she wasn't even thinking about it, but it planted a seed in there of doubt about who you are and what you're capable of, and you tell yourself that every day. Maybe it wasn't your mom. Maybe it was that crazy neighbor who drinks all the time. All right. So Mia has joined us, which is nice. Natasha, it's the fear that our true selves are not enough, and if we are not enough, we won't be loved. The fear that we're not enough. And again, if the voices that we hear in our head, now let's see, our ego's going to tell us that a good bit. You know, all these voices that we heard from the outside, they kind of come in and they form a big part of our ego, the part of our ego that identifies us as not being good enough or whatever. Look, you have to remember that a lot of people are very uncomfortable with success in general. And parents, if they come in, if parents are challenged by abundance or had a rough time with money or whatever, they're probably going to teach you some of their values about it. Right? Or if they were told that they weren't good enough to follow their dreams in the name of, I don't want to disappoint you, son, here's the facts, you're probably not going to be a rock star. If we tell them that and they believe that, then they just learn that I can't have my dreams. I'm not good enough. I'm not like those guys who are successful. My dad told me. My dad didn't tell me that, just to be really clear. But lots of dads do, and moms, and drunk neighbors. When I started to listen to The Secret just Monday, and here I am, popped up on the news feed. Well, you are here at a wonderful time, because you know what we're going to do? We're going to have a little fun right now. And it's going to break the flow a little bit, I guess. But we're going to have some fun, because that's what we do here. All right, so you all just be thinking about that. So this showed up on my timeline today. Some, if not all of you, have seen this already. So it's 12 years ago. Wait, is that right? 8 years ago. Wait. Six. Okay. All right. I got it. 6 years ago, I posted a video, which I'm about to show you. And it was really about my Wealth Beyond Reason program, which is still out there, but not what I'm here to talk about. It's an animation. It's a video interview that was 6 years after The Secret. Okay, so this video was done 2012, May 2nd, 2012, 6 years after The Secret came out. And now here it is 6 years after I put that video out, May 2nd. See how it all lined up? And that's why I know I have to show it to you, even though I got to tell you, it's too long. It's 7 minutes. Ooh, can you do it? I don't know. We're going to have to see if this silliness can keep your attention for 7 minutes. I would never ask you to do that normally. But, you know. But what's interesting about this is what I'm noticing about it, because I did watch it a few minutes ago, is how I would probably say things differently now, but at the same time how there's still truth to it and whatever. So are you ready? Can we watch it? Are you into this? Is that okay if I take 7 minutes of your time to watch this silly thing? Because, you know, my guess is it's not going to change your life, but it might give you a smile. And it's just because it was 6 years ago when it was talking about six, it just seems like I got to do it. Right? Right in the middle of talking about, oh boy. Private coaching, which I hope you'll bookmark that and go visit that page. Because look, just consider it. You'll see what it's all about there. If you watch that video, again, there's a video there. If you'll invest the 30 minutes, here's the thing. I'm asking you, now I'm asking for 37 minutes of your time if you don't count the other 23 minutes of this broadcast. Because now I'm getting ready, yes, 7 minutes I'm going to have you watch this silly thing. And then I'm asking you to go to this page and watch a 30-minute video. What, do I think you're made of time? I don't know. What I do know is that if you are interested in this topic, if you're frustrated with where you're at and you want to get going with life, then go watch the video. Look, I'll tell you what, if you watch the video and you say, Bob, if you come back to me and say, Bob, that was the biggest waste of my time, I learned nothing from that, then I'll send you the meditation of your choice. I'll give you a list menu, but just know that if you did private coach with me, you get all the meditations anyway. So, but you got to be real. Like if you go and you watch that 30, I know for a meditation, whatever, Bob. But just look, I'm just trying to help you here. You go watch it and let it sink in and go, okay, does that make sense to me? Even if you don't take any action on that page. If you watch all that and go, that was a waste of my time, then I'll set you up with whatever meditation. I'll tell you all about them and whatever. Okay? But again, if you decide that maybe coaching with me is something you want to do, I'll give you all the meditations as part of the deal. I don't see how it gets more fair than that. All right, let's watch this video, okay? Wait, I didn't actually ask. Oh, yes. Okay, yes. Everybody's saying, shoot, let's do it. Go. Here we go. Play it all. Hey. Now, Loretta, that's a little harsh. I'm going to have to breathe through that one while we watch this. No, sorry. Why did that happen? We're going to try it again.
Hello. 6 years ago, a movie came along and impacted the world of personal development like no other in history. Except maybe that Gus donkey movie, whatever that was. Anyway, the film was The Secret, and it talked about something called the law of attrition. Yes?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's attraction, the law of attraction.
Okay. The movie was about the law of attraction and taught us that we can have anything we want just by closing our eyes.
Well,
yes?
There's a little more to it than that.
I saw people close their eyes in that movie, and then they got stuff.
Well, I don't really remember the eye-closing part, but there's definitely more to what we're saying than that.
One of the stars of that movie is Bob Doyle, and he's our guest today. Hi, Bob.
Hi. I'm sorry about the interruptions before.
Don't worry about it.
It's just that a lot of people have,
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying that after the movie came out, there were a lot of people kind of oversimplifying what we were saying, and so when people tried to actually use the law of attraction, it didn't really seem to work for them.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, sorry. I'll just let you ask your questions.
Well, thanks. So, there was a genie in the movie, so are there real genies? I mean, could I see one now?
Well, that was actually just a metaphor.
I thought those were those big guys with the horns, the goat-looking guys.
What? No, I think that's a minotaur.
Right. Those are cool.
I actually said metaphor. I just meant that the genie in the movie represented the universe in that if we know how to ask for things, energetically, that the universe would deliver it, kind of like a genie in a lamp.
Oh. Well, that's kind of disappointing.
Well,
What?
I was just going to say you don't really have to be disappointed, because if you just get a full understanding of how this all works, you really can have what you want.
Even a minotaur? Okay, never mind that one. So why did they call it The Secret?
Well, the idea was...
You say well a lot.
I'm sorry?
Almost every time you answer a question, you say well first.
Do I?
Yeah, almost every time.
I didn't realize that.
It's okay. I just thought you might want to know, because maybe you could say something else sometimes. Anyway, so they call it The Secret, but it's like all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody and their brother seems to know about it.
Actually, you'd be surprised.
You mean you don't have people coming up to you and asking for your autograph all the time?
Never, actually, unless I've been hired to speak somewhere or something.
You don't really look like you did in the movie.
I've heard that.
You look way older now. Do you sleep enough, do you think?
I could probably sleep more.
Because, that's really important.
Yeah, I know.
So can I attract $1 million?
Well, technically, you can attract
See, there you did it again.
What?
You said well again.
Technically, we live in a universe of infinite possibility.
Ooh.
So virtually anything is possible, but it's about us getting into what we call vibrational resonance with something before you can attract it.
You are blowing my mind, man. Vibrational resonance?
Resonance. It's a term that relates to the nature and behavior of energy.
Wow.
So if you want to attract $1 million or anything else, you have to get into vibrational resonance with it.
And how would I do something like that?
Well, essentially, you need to get into the...
Oh, vision boards, right?
Vision boards are a tool that can be used to get you into vibrational resonance with something, yes?
Yes.
The thing is, there is more to it than that.
I made one of those.
A vision board?
Yeah. I cut out a bunch of pictures and made like a poster thing.
And?
Well, my cat peed on it the same day and I threw it away.
Ah. See, what a lot of people don't fully understand is that it's not just what we're saying that we want or putting on a vision board that the universe is responding to. It's also all of our really deep beliefs.
You know what I used to believe?
No.
I used to believe that if you rubbed a cat backwards, it would turn into a dog.
Okay, so anyway, if you're trying to attract $1 million, for example, but if you have some kind of belief running that it's not possible or that it's hard or that rich people are evil, then that creates something called resistance, which is essentially energy that is not in vibrational resonance with what you want. So the resistance actually works like a force field against what you're trying to attract.
Do you know Marcy Smirnoff?
Well, it's Shimoff, actually. And yeah, I know her.
Who's Marcy Shimoff?
From The Secret. Isn't that who you were asking about?
No, I asked about Marcy Smirnoff. Her dad makes vodka or something.
No, I don't know her.
Do you know any famous people?
I know a few people.
Who?
I just realized I never answered your question about why they call it The Secret.
Well, really, I'd rather know about the $1 million.
You just said, well. All right, sorry. Look, whether it's $1 million or a shoelace, it doesn't really matter. In essence, it's all about getting into vibrational resonance with what you want.
Why would anyone want a shoelace?
I don't know. Maybe there's broke.
So you teach all this stuff, right?
Yes. I've been teaching the law of attraction since about 2002 in our Wealth Beyond Reason program.
And you have a program called Wealth for No Reason?
Wealth Beyond Reason. The program is Wealth Beyond Reason, and yes, it's an online program.
That means it's on the internet, right?
Right.
Okay, cool.
And what we do with that program is teach the law of attraction, assuming that new students know nothing at all about it, or even have some serious skepticism based on previous attempts to get results with this stuff. It's all based in science, and it's broken up into a series of modules that build on each other.
Wow.
What?
You sound like a commercial. No, it sounds really cool.
Thanks.
Science-y.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and then be back with Bob Doyle.
Doyle.
I'll bet you get that a lot, don't you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, we'll be back with Bob Doyle to talk a little more about the rules of attrition and the Wealth for No Reason program.
Wealth Beyond.
All right. Not at all creepy, right? Not at all. There's nothing creepy about any of that. Especially, right? No creep factor. That was fun, right? A little walk down memory lane, 7 minutes worth. And it's brought us down to the bottom of the hour. Thanks, you guys. Your forehead is totally in your palm, says Sarah. See? All right. What's important for the guy to hang up his vision board before the cat. Right, exactly. Before the cat. Well, he clearly hadn't thought of that. All right, well, look. Have I made a point here today? I hope so. The point is, go here and watch the video. It's for your own good. Guys, it's for your own good. Just like Todd said. Somewhere. Hold on. Well, I promise he did. This page back, I have to scroll through. There it is. Todd Mitchum, ladies and gentlemen, said it right here. And he knows this because we just had a coaching session this week. This isn't some memory of long ago. All right, everybody. Well, this was fun as it always is. And I am so just tickled that everything worked technically too. I'm just going to, you know what, I think the rest of the day I'm just going to sit here and smile.